Hello and welcome to the Our Lady of Lourdes OCIA Reflection video series. Today our OCIA reflection comes from Sally Van Rens. Sally, how are you doing today?
I'm good, very good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us and congratulations on your journey through OCIA and becoming Catholic.
Thank you.
Awesome. First I want to ask you, just to get to know you a little bit more, where are you from, what is your family like, and what do you do?
Well, I'm originally from the Metro Detroit area. My husband is from De Pere. We actually met in high school, came back to go to college, we got married, so we raised our son here in West De Pere. And I currently am an administrative assistant for the Salvation Army of Greater Green Bay.
Awesome. Wow, so you just moved all the way from Detroit to up here.
Yeah, my parents moved back and forth quite a bit as I was growing up, so I liked the area. College was a lot cheaper when I was looking to go to school here, and reconnected with my husband and got stuck here is what I usually tell people.
Yeah.
But it's a great place to be stuck. It's a great place to raise children. So.
Oh, awesome. Very cool. Before you joined OCIA, what was your faith journey like?
Very turbulent and almost non-existent for a while. I come from a dual religion family background. My mom was Methodist, my dad was Catholic. We didn't really go to church when I was growing up. When I was in middle school, I was kind of like the tag-along friend that went to everybody else's Bible study or catechism classes to experience those. When I reconnected with my husband, I started going to church with him. We went to church for quite a while. We got married in Catholic church. We baptized our son in a Catholic church after he was born. And then we stopped going to church for a while for some personal reasons. And then when my son was in middle of high school, he decided he wanted us to go back to church. So we started looking for churches and we ended up here.
Oh, wow. So your son was kind of the one that brought you back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. He wanted to complete his confirmation. So he had done everything else up until confirmation, and he wanted to make sure that he was confirmed, so he encouraged us to go back to church.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And he's in like the high school age?
Yeah, he's a senior. He graduates at the end of this month.
Okay. Well, congrats to him. Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. And then you said your husband is like
Catholic.
as well?
Yep. He actually he went to school here when it was St. Joe's. So, yep.
Nice. Awesome. So you kind of said this, but like, what inspired you to join OCIA and become Catholic?
I was at a time in my life when I was trying to find peace within myself. We had some rough things going on, and I thought maybe going back to church along with my son and him encouraging us would help me find what I was looking for. And over the summer before OCI started and like working with my son to finish up his confirmation stuff and hearing him when he came back from his mission trip, it just kind of sparked something inside of me. And then when he did have his confirmation, it was just like this feeling that came over me like it was the right decision for me to do.
That's awesome. That's so cool. What was your favorite part of OCIA?
The talking, the sharing of ideas, the asking of questions. We all come from different backgrounds and different stages in our lives, and just to hear people's different perspectives on what we were learning about was, it opened up different views of what we were learning, as well as ideas of how to do different things like prayer or how to express your faith, and answered a lot of questions that I had through the process.
Gotcha. Was there like any like specific topic that really like stood out to you from like the whole OCIA experience?
The session that we had about prayer and talking to God and how to talk to God, up until that point, I was pretty lost on that. Like I would wake up in the morning and I would say like my little morning prayer and, thank God for waking up. But beyond that, I was pretty much clueless because we'd never done it as a child. Like I had never experienced that as a child, within my family. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Nice. Was there any like difficulties that you faced while you were going through the process of OCIA and becoming Catholic?
Trusting in myself that it was the right decision. There was a lot of, like in the very beginning, a lot of the people had gone to church before, like Catholic church growing up, and they had experienced a lot of things that I hadn't. They had gone to Mass on a regular basis. I hadn't been to Mass in 12 years probably when I started OCIA. So that was a little bit different, knowing that I was at a very different, not knowing at first that for some people I was still at the same point as they were, but still at a very different point in life.
Sure.
And so that kind of is fearful, but once we got to know each other, it got very comfortable.
Yeah. I heard that like this OCIA group is like very special and like very connected.
Yes, we have made a commitment to do things on a regular basis now that we've are done.
Yeah.
Even so.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
One thought I had was like, is I asked some other people this. It's like, how would have your experience been different if you would have like walked through OCIA alone versus like a group like that?
I don't think I would have learned as much. I don't think I would have gained as much personally from the experience.
Okay.
Probably not had a lot of my questions answered. They brought, even like our sponsors brought different things to the table that even, conversations that Deacon Mike led with us that were a lot different, like questions, that he even sometimes had to find the answers to for us. So that was a good experience for us, I think.
Kind of get like a nice variety.
Yeah, a big, huge variety of different, like I said, opinions. Because there were, like I said, we had, like for instance, my father-in-law turned 78 today. He was my sponsor. All the way from our youngest was a girl in high school.
Yeah.
So I mean, a huge, huge lifespan of where we all were in our lives. Yeah. So I think that made a huge difference.
Yeah. Kind of like going off that too, like how did your family and friends react when you were like...
My mom was a little hesitant at first because I was baptized Methodist and she's Methodist.
Oh, okay.
My dad is the one that's Catholic. He was very supportive. His family is very supportive. My husband's family was overwhelmingly supportive. When I told my in-laws and asked my father-in-law to be my sponsor, they cried, and they were so happy. My friends have been super, super supportive. Most of them have grown up in this community and have grown up in this church, so that wasn't an issue. And of course, my son has been overwhelmingly supportive. When my father-in-law wasn't able to make it due to health reasons, my son stepped in as my proxy sponsor. So
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a great experience.
Yeah. Praise God. That's great, especially just like seeing someone like parents like go through this process. It's like probably very touching.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's kind of like going through like these like some of the difficulties you mentioned before, like what helped you like through those challenges of like reading some of the verses in the Bible that we were guided to read through our learning process, watching a lot of the videos that we watched during class, our conversations that we had, having conversations with my father-in-law, having conversations with my son who is newly through the process himself, really helped. And then just talking to my leadership obviously I work at Salvation Army, obviously different religion, but it is a church. And just having those faith conversations there about what I was questioning or asking really helped. Gotcha.
And then I also, in the process, went to the women's retreat for prayer that we had here at Our Lady of Lourdes. And I also have joined Mary's Heart and Martha's World for mothers since I've been in the OCI process. So I've had lots of supportive resources.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Was there like anything like from like those groups at all that like specifically helped like a certain topic or anything like that?
The prayer, the women's retreat for prayer here that we had at Our Lady of Lourdes made me feel a lot more comfortable that what I was doing as prayer practice at home was acceptable, because there isn't really any true definition of prayer practice is kind of what we talked about. And that really helped. It helped me ease my fear or my lack of confidence that what I was doing was the correct way.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great that you're able to get that prayer experience.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who was your confirmation saint, and why did you pick that saint?
My saint is Saint Elizabeth of Hungary. Elizabeth is a family name. This last year, the things I've gone through, my sister has been very supportive. Her middle name is Elizabeth. And so when I researched that name, I also found out that Elizabeth is also a saint
of service. So she helped the poor, she did food banks, she gave away free bread, very similar to what the job I started at the same time I started OCIA. So to me, it was just fit. It was a connecting puzzle piece for me.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like that definite connection of service.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Why did you, and you mentioned this a little bit before, but like, why did you choose Our Lady of Lourdes as a parish to become Catholic?
We were invited to come to a Christmas pageant, I guess, that my nieces and nephew were in. And pageants that I have been to before have been, it's just very different. The one that we experienced here was, it was fun, it was exciting, you could tell the kids were actually having fun. And then after that, we came to a couple masses, and just the connection that Father Jim gives in his homilies to the congregation, it felt comfortable. It felt real, like he was actually speaking about not only what was in the homily, but what was going on in our community. And that welcoming feeling, and the rest of the parish just made us feel welcomed. I know we've been to church before at a couple places and people just kind of stare at you, or you just get bombarded, like everyone's like, oh, hey, you're new here, yeah, blah, blah. They don't let you get the opportunity to feel exactly what it's like. And it just felt comfortable.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, kind of like a homey type.
Yeah, and our meeting with Deacon Mike was the same way. He was very welcoming, answered all of our questions, answered all of our fears and concerns about coming back to the church, and just made us feel like it was going to be a good fit for us.
Yeah, well, that's great. And like, I think like joining those groups too, like probably helped a lot too.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, awesome. What is one tip of encouragement you want to give to the Our Lady of Lourdes community as they continue to walk through their faith journey today?
Just to follow your heart. Prayer and follow your heart. That's the best advice that I can give. I know sometimes it's hard for a lot of people and they question it, but generally your heart guides you in the right direction. Especially if you're praying and you're listening to your heart, the answers just seem to come. Sure. And whatever happens for a reason is one thing I've learned throughout this whole process.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
One other question I have is like maybe those who are watching that might not be Catholic or like maybe considering OCIA, like where's like one tip you would like to give them, like to maybe take a look into OCIA or maybe take that first step to join Catholicism?
Visit different parishes, visit different churches, even different religions, and find the one that fits, and listen to what the message is that they're telling, and not only listen to the message, but observe what's going around inside the church. People watch, basically. Does everyone look comfortable? Do they look at peace? Do they look like they're uncomfortable? Sure. That to me, that the nonverbal cues that we got when we came to church at first gave me a big sense of that we fit, because just the way people interacted with each other, the way they interacted with us, their facial expressions, laughter. It's been a long time since we heard laughter in a church when we came back here, and we heard it a lot the first couple times we came. So for us, that was a huge difference. And it's something that did make us feel, like church was comfortable. Church was a place just to be yourself. Yeah. And I think that's the most important thing, is that you need to feel welcomed, and that it's a place where you can be who you are, no matter what.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great. Well, congratulations again, Sally, and thank you so much for sharing your story.
Oh, most definitely.
And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching this reflection. For more information about OCIA or just for more videos, please go on the Our Lady of Lourdes webpage or check us out on Facebook. God bless.